Hi, I'm Bruce Ray Riggs, running for United States Senate in Florida. This is a factual video. We're showing the documents as we speak: congressional acts, congressional record, law dictionary definitions. This country's been deceived, and the reason we can't seem to fix the problem in Washington is because they're not correctly addressing the problem. They're keeping the real problem from the people. Once the American people know the deception, and the deception's out of the way, the solutions are easy. You need two elements, and the two elements are the Supremacy Clause, which is Article 6, Section 2. Article 6, Paragraph 2 of the United States Constitution, which holds the Constitution to be supreme law of the land, and it pretty much strikes null anything that tries to supersede it. And the second is the will of the people. The law's been in place the entire time. This entire constitutional amendment that's got all this jurisdiction, and everybody upset about gun control and income tax and all this other stuff that's coming at us, health care and everything else, is all a 14th Amendment creation. The 14th Amendment is not the citizenship the Constitution created for us to be. The Constitution made us a citizen of the state. That's found in Article 4, Section 2, Clause 1. The 14th Amendment in 1868, 90 years later, 89 years later, gave us the citizenship of the United States, which is a municipal corporation. 28 U.S.C., United States Code, subsection 3002, Part 15. The United States is a municipal corporation. By making you a citizen of a corporation instead of the citizen of the state, you're now part of the property of that corporation. And that corporation is owner and head of assessor of all corporations in the United States and owners of all property thereof, as we're going to show in the document. The CSR reports for Congress, I want to talk about them. Every member of Congress, both the Senate and the House, get a copy from the Committee on Terminating the State of Emergency. A lot of folks don't know we've been in a state of national emergency since 1933. Nobody comes back from Washington, D.C. telling everybody this. As a matter of fact, the 2008 Senate report, which you can find on my website under Documents, right at the bottom, it says a 2008 CRS report for Congress. Page 5 of that document, which is page 5 of 19, which is CRS-2, the top paragraph, makes clear that Executive Order 6, signed by the Secretary, not the President, so it's not even a real executive order, is what ratified said the 14th Amendment was ratified, not a constitutional Congress. Executive Order 7 said it was lawful and ordered it published. Now, I got to thinking about that as my research went along, because President Andrew Johnson gave a speech in 1867 going against the Reconstruction Acts and the 14th Amendment because it created a different form of government and a different citizenship than what the Founding Fathers created and intended. So therefore, the Supremacy Clause, whether this thing was ratified or not properly, should strike it with null. Everything that we're dealing with today, income tax, whether it was ratified or not, it's a dog chasing its tail issue. The income tax is only made for the 14th Amendment citizen. That's why that citizenship is the only one required to pay it. They're taxing their corporations. It's a corporate tax. It don't matter if it was ratified or not. They're not going by real law. That's what the people don't understand. Once you understand how the problem's coming at you, the solutions are easy. All I'm going to do is remove the veil. You might vote for somebody different than me, and that doesn't matter. But what's going to matter is that we're all going to have to get our rights back somehow. And if you don't know how you lost your rights, how are you going to get them back? And that's what I'm teaching. That's all. I mean, you can vote for somebody else. Just make sure they know this. But my question to them is, if they don't know this, then how are they going to fix anything? What I'm about to show y'all. And if they do know this, how come they're keeping it a secret from y'all? And they're not telling you. You see, in 1867, an act to create a different form of government, which the Supremacy Clause should have struck with null right there. Think about it. That different form of government is different than what the Founding Fathers wanted us to have. The Supremacy Clause is there like the ultimate weapon to get rid of this thing. We've been playing with firecrackers. We've got a stick of dynamite in the drawer, and nobody's ever touched it. It wipes this whole thing out. That's what I've been trying to point out, and that's the only reason I'm really got up and decided to run for Senate, because the people that know this ain't saying nothing, and no one else knows it, and you can't fix nothing if you don't address the problem correctly. And this is how you fix it. In 1867, they also set up the court system for this new form of government, the United States, which is the municipal corporation. 1868, they illegally threw that 14th Amendment in there, which, by the way, it was supposed to have been a political choice citizenship. You see, they can't impair, deny, restrict, or even question your right to go back to the republic form of government. It's inconsistent with their form of government. But since basically the past 140 years, this choice has basically gone unknown, unrecognized, and buried. People think this corporate form of government and citizenship is the only one there is. It's the unlawful one. I mean, think about it. If you're a law-abiding citizen and you love your country and your Constitution, and you might think maybe some of these laws might be needed or whatever, I ask you to think of the Constitution and consider this little analysis. When given a choice between living in a lawful, legal, a lawful constitutional form of government, which our founding fathers intended us to have, or an illegal unconstitutional form of government, which one should you choose? The lawful one, which created a truly free people. We're not supposed to have all these taxes and restrictions and government up in our business. They don't have no business there. And they've only done it through the 14th Amendment. I don't know how case law would have ruled differently in the future. But I know many cases are decided on the 14th Amendment, such as immigration was a 14th Amendment decision. Prayer was struck down as unconstitutional through your 14th Amendment citizenship. Roe versus Wade, abortion was a 14th Amendment decision. Displaying the Ten Commandments in public was a 14th Amendment decision. I mean, I don't understand how these would have, I mean, they might have been, they would have been ruled differently probably at a state level and a republic form of government because every state was sovereign, its own republic. But it definitely wouldn't have been ruled on the way it has. And like I said, I'm publicly challenging everyone running against me. I don't care how many letters you got after your name. I'm just an old country boy. If you don't know any of this, how are you going to fix anything? And if you can't fix anything, we've had 140 years of the suit, the tie, and the political lie. I mean, it's time that you get somebody up there that can at least fix this thing. Maybe, you know, I ain't got all the money y'all got because I spend every dollar I have trying to wake y'all up. So, I mean, this is the best I could dress for today, but I can fix this. And if you can prove me wrong, I'll withdraw from the race. Because I got no business going to Washington if I can't fix anything. And if you can't fix anything, I mean, how can you even look the American people in the eye and tell them to vote for you? That's what I want to know. I mean, it's just a question. I'm not disrespecting nobody. I mean, I would like to know. I mean, you're representing my rights, what was supposed to be our Constitution. I mean, we would like to know. We've had 150 years of being lied to by both parties. There's not a third party to blame this on. Bet they want you to vote for them again. And like I said, who come home and told everybody? Did anybody else come home and tell the American people, look, we're under a state of emergency for 140 years. This whole amendment ain't real. All this debt and taxes and all this stuff the government put you through is all from a citizenship amendment and subject to the jurisdiction thereof that was never real, never ratified, and they're shoving it down our throats. If you can prove the 14th Amendment's real, maybe I should just quit the race, because that's what my whole thing's based on. Executive Order 6, 7, and the 14th Amendment. Outside of that, if it's not an issue of Constitution, I'm going to have a website set up just like this one. Anyone that I represent will go there. They'll download whatever it is I'm supposed to be voting on at that time. Y'all tell me how you want me to vote. I'll go with the majority. I'm only going there for the Constitution. I'm tired of seeing what my grandfather died for and our founding fathers died for disrespected. That's insane what they've done to a truly free people. We can't let them keep doing this to our way of life. If you let it go completely, we're not going to get it back. I mean, how? Do you have any idea how you can get it back once you let it go completely? I mean, it's just about gone. Look at this new executive order that's fresh off the press. Take a look at it. We posted this on our website. We got it off a .gov website because we didn't want to be accused of being no conspiracy theorists. And we do want to get our facts right, of course. I only deal in facts. I don't like opinions. There's another place for that. President Obama signs executive order establishing Council of Governors. Take a read of this, y'all. He's going to appoint 10 governors, the president. So I guess the other 40 don't. I guess you're saving. I don't know. We don't need them anymore. I guess they're appointed. You don't vote for them anymore. So no more voter accountability. Functions. Let's see, look down at Functions Section 2A, matters involving the National Guard and various states, Homeland Defense, Civil Support. Section D, synchronization and integration of state and federal military activities, which violates the DIC Act of 1902 or 1903. Look at definitions down at number 4. This term state comes from the Homeland Security Act, not the Constitution, not out of a dictionary. They get that definition from the Homeland Security Act. Look at governor. Without their term governor, they get that definition from the Robert T. Stanford Disaster Relief and Emergency Assistance Act. 42 U.S.C., more 14th Amendment laws, codes, not laws, or codes. I mean, look at Federal Rules of Procedure 72.11. All laws are commercial codes because you're a corporation within a jurisdiction of another corporation. You gave your citizenship and your sovereignty and your Constitution unknowingly and unwillingly. I mean, yeah, I'm sure no one meant to do it because I